Welcome back everybody to Priest channel. Today we are taking a look at FBX, record and live stream with FBX game recorder. Let's do this. So first things first, the must-have features list. I think it's self-explanatory. Let's take a look at this program and first the website. The title tells us right away that this is recording and live streaming program. It has those capabilities, but I'm not going to be focusing on live streaming. However, if you do want me to take a look at the live streaming capabilities, do let me know in the comments below. Other than that, the next thing that I see up here is that there is a button to go pro, so we'll be taking a look at comparison of pro version and the free version. So it says it has high performance HD recording, smooth easy streaming, and save highlights as you play. This is very useful if you are making some kind of a montage. Next it says get FBX free. This is the game recorder you've been looking for. That's a really strong statement. Let's really find out if that's the case. Down here it tells us what system it's compatible with. Then we have a couple of testimonials, lag-free recording, FBX pack, and essential capture tool. It tells us there are instant clips. Hit a hotkey as you play to instantly save short videos of your best action. This is again very useful. From this, there is one thing. I am assuming that in order for this feature to work, this program is going to record the whole time as you play, and then once you hit the hotkey, usually what happens is it takes 10 seconds back, or maybe 20 seconds back, and then 20 seconds forward the recorded video, and then it really cuts it and marks it as a highlight or a clip. This is usually what these programs do. If this is the case, it's going to have an impact on your system the whole time it's running. It says non-stop recording. See it right here, it tells us. Leave FBX recording DVR style. You'll never miss a clutch kill again. So that's what I'm telling you. It's going to record the whole time most likely, but we'll be taking a look at that. It can also record your Windows desktop, which is great for web and older games. And then it also can take screenshots, which I'm not especially interested in. But let's see. We have some smooth streaming. Again, not taking a look at that. We have clips and highlights. Make unique videos with FBX awesome editor. So there is some kind of editor and it gives us a couple of photos so we can see what can happen. So we can create some GIFs and stickers or maybe add GIFs to the video. We can also have captions and there are some effects in this video. Like for example, over here, don't focus on the effect of this monster glowing. It's actually the effect of slowing down the video. It says right here, slow motion. Next, so let's see, we have GIFs, animated stickers, sound effects. We also can write the captions. If I can give my thoughts at the moment, all of this looks very unprofessional and very, very basic, but let's see what's going to happen. It says it's easy to make eye-catching game videos with FBX game recorder. Then finally, we have finely tuned and flexible. It says performance. FBX records in the background. Like I've told you guys, that's most likely the case. Without lagging the game using NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel hardware acceleration. This is good. Usually if it's using these things, it should have less of an impact, but we will be the judge of that. We built to handle all major game titles and give outstanding performance even on older low-spec PCs. So for all of you guys who are having low-spec computers, this might be one thing for you. Whatever you set up, you are ready to get started with FBX game recorder, and finally we can download it. I'm actually going to scroll back up and let's click on Go Pro. Let's find out what is this button about. So once we click here, it tells us that the free plan includes all core features. And this is what we are looking for with the must-have features list, just core stuff. Recording, editing, customization, export, sharing. But if you pay for the program, they are going to remove a watermark. That seems to be the only limitation that you have, so we have annual or a lifetime license. Just for removing a watermark. That should be one thing to keep in mind. This is, by the way, by Blueberry Software. Now, one thing that I'm noticing right away here is it says 2019. Guys, from Blueberry, you have to update this. And once again, what does this tell us? Well, this tells us a couple of things. First things first, the developers are not paying special attention to the details. If you want to really find out, or just sort of have something to look at and sort of judge what's going on in the background, just look at the copyright tag at the bottom of the website. If it says that it's outdated, like we see right here, that's usually because they are not updating this. They forgot about it. They forgot about the details. These are small things, but it just gives you the idea of how much they care. Potentially that could be the case, but these are very small things. However, there is that one thing where it says devil is in the details, and that's what I'm here to look at. Let's click download FBX. So we are taken to fbx.gg/download, and it says HD recording, smooth live streaming, make video clips. And finally, we can scroll down. There is support, FAQ, and forums. I'm actually going to click on FAQ really quickly. It says, does it work with every game? And here's one thing from the previous program. If you remember, like I've told you guys, anything using DirectX 9, 212, or OpenGL should be recordable, as well as some older games that are using DirectX 7 or 8. That's all I need to know. Now I pretty much know if my game is supported. Can I record it? With the previous program we have seen, it has limitations. You can only record few games, and you don't want to have that if you are a developer. It limits your program. Now look at this, another thing. When will you add streaming? And it says soon. But if we take a look at here, it clearly says that there already is live streaming. So clearly they are forgetting about details here. Let's click free download. Your download should begin automatically. Try downloading again if it doesn't. So we're gonna wait a little bit. Usually it's 5 seconds, but nothing's happening. I'm gonna click this button. Here's the program. I click save. Let's start up a program and take a deep dive to the features. Right away down here we see some interesting text. Kickstarting hyperdrive, rolling out, going, sounds like jumping to light speed. Sounds like I'm watching Power Rangers. Okay, I'll give it to him, jokes aside. So here is the program. Right off the bat, the UI itself and everything, just the visual representation at the start, is not that appealing, but I'll have some comments on it later. Let's take a look at it. So on the left side, there is a big logo, then we have start, and that basically takes us to this page, which seems to be just a simple HTML page that you would see on older websites. So all we have is just number one, switch to a game and find this overlay. So we're looking for this overlay. So these are the instructions, how to record. Press Ctrl F to start the recording and how it's going to look like. Again, press the same thing to stop, and it's going to tell you that if it's saved, it's saved. There we go. Now down here we also have new in version 3.12. Fix the crashing error fix for YouTube login and read more. There's also something about giveaways, and then made by FBX, and this is a free edition. And there's also a button down here, eliminate watermarks, upgrade to Pro. If we click on the recordings, here are all of the recordings. However, I have none at this point, but let's take a look at it, how it looks like when there are a bunch of recordings. The recordings are actually sorted by dates and also by games. So as you can see, I have a couple of games and I can easily switch between them and see the recordings. Very useful. Also, each one of them can be deleted, renamed, or edited. Let's click edit and see really quickly what we can do. So we can add stuff like this. We can add captions, sounds, slow motion, freeze, and we can speed up the clip. I think the effects are very simple and the editor should be very interesting, very useful. They just fade in like that. Moving on, we have settings. Let's first take a look at the capture. We have game capture, and I can switch it to full screen if I want to record the desktop. So use this if the game mode fails. You can also, I guess, use this to record your desktop or to record some desktop games, web browser games. I'm going to switch to game and use that capture mode. Under video, we have the encoder, and we can actually choose a couple of encoders. Usually hardware encoders, like it says right here, are better than software ones. One of the most popular software ones would be this one, and it is included, which is very good. I'm going to leave it at the hardware encoder. Resolution, we can go up until 1440p, which would be 2K resolution, correct? Or we can just choose original, but it's safe to assume that we cannot go over 2K. As far as the frames per second go, we can record up to 144. I'm going to leave it actually at 60. And the quality, we can choose max, high, mid, and low. Let's try maximum. We also have advanced, capture stretch resolutions and remove black bars. Usually you don't want to tick this on since you can do this yourself in a video editing software which gives you more precision, so I'm not gonna tick that. Let's go to audio. We can record microphone and desktop, it seems, at the same time, and I can choose my microphone, and you can see there is audio response meter right here, and it is in real time. There's also noise reduction, and use push to talk, which is very useful. Next we have desktop recording of desktop sounds, and I can choose what I have, and also we can record game sounds only, and it says system sounds captured for incompatible games. I'm just gonna leave it right here. Next we have streaming. Like I've said, I'm not going to activate it since I'm not interested in it. We can also record our webcam, and if I turn it on, you can choose your webcam, show webcam while recording, rotated 180 degrees. You can also have widescreen ratio and use chroma key. So for example, if you do have green screen or something like that, so that's available as well. Also there is preview webcam and set position and size, and look at that, you can do that. You can set the position and the size, it seems, right there. That's nice. Next we have a couple of hotkeys to start and stop the recording. We can also pause and resume. Here's for saving the clip, screenshots, adding a marker, which is very useful, and also muting the microphone. I will be trying to utilize all of these and showcase it. Also, we have overlay HUD, how it looks like. I'm going to leave it in the upper left corner. First thing we have is show FPS that FBX is recording at, and I'm actually going to tick that because I want to know, is it recording at 60 frames per second. There's also show recording duration and show shortcut reminder. I'm going to leave all of these on. I think the shortcut reminder is actually very useful. We also have an option to move this overlay a little bit away from the screen. I'm actually going to leave it where it is. Next we have options. Very useful first option is cursor recording for the games that need it, like for example Dota and League of Legends. So you can choose that if you want to. I'm going to use automatic cursor recording. Next we have options for windowed games. If you switch away while recording, so for example maybe Alt-Tab away, FBX will pause and resume when back in the game. So you can choose what options you want, stop recording or continue. I'm actually going to leave it like this. Next we have clips. FBX will save the last 10 seconds of gameplay when you press the F10 hotkey. You need to be recording to save a clip. So it seems that once you press the button, it's going to record from that point and back 10 seconds, if I'm getting this correct. And it's going to save that as a separate clip. We're going to test that, by the way. We also have a couple of save folders. Very nicely organized inside a videos folder, and this is what I appreciate. The Windows operating system already has a videos folder, so having these programs utilize that folder and keeping all the videos in one folder is very convenient. And finally we have edit auto save edits. This slows down editing but means PC or FBX crash won't lose edits. So this program supposedly has some kind of editor where you can add GIFs and stuff, so I guess this automatically saves while you're editing. Very useful. And finally we have markers and what hotkey to use it, and here's how that's gonna look like. And finally there is a support, which you can support them over here, so check that out if you want to. We also have a button to remove watermark by upgrading. Let's just click there really quickly, see what happens. It pretty much opens up the same page to purchase the program. Also, if we click here, we seem to have like little account, maybe an avatar, and currently you can level up by upgrading, I guess. I'm just not gonna do that. I guess if you wanted to log in, you could probably click that button, log in. There we go, right here. Let's see what's going to happen if I click cancel. Is it going to take me back to the program? No, it actually lags out my computer and it crashes. Okay, in this segment, let's take a look at the recording process, or like a recording test. The game I'll be using for this video is called Flatout 2, so let's check it out. So here I am in the game, and right away in the upper left corner, I can see the little logo and also the text reminder to press Ctrl plus F12 to start the recording. I don't think you guys can see that, so I'm actually going to take a photo with my cell phone and show it to you on the screen. So here I am in the game, and I think you can see that, and I'm just gonna press Ctrl F12, so let's see what's going on. And what's happening is exactly what they showed me at the beginning with the information. So what's going on right now is I am recording, and it's giving me 40 frames per second. Couple of things that I am actually going to do is I'm gonna play out the game, and I do have a couple of buttons that I want to press and try out a couple of features. So I did a couple of recordings, and I did do a couple of actions, so let's see what I did. I used a pause feature, I also used a save clip and add a marker feature. So let's have a look at what each one of them does. So here's my original recording, I think, 1 minute and 6 seconds. As you can see inside a video player, we do have these little markers which indicate when I pressed a button. Next thing we do have is a couple of clips which are 11 seconds long actually, as it says, so not 10 seconds, but they are there. So the clips and the markers work. Let's just press F. So I was in fact correct. Once you press the F10 button to save a clip, it's actually going to save from that point and then 10 seconds back. But for this feature to work, I have to be recording at that particular moment. We can also change the name of these videos. We can also export them to MP4, and here it is. I can just click save and it exported. I can open it in folder and here is the file. The first impressions are, well, right off the bat when I opened this, the explanations were really really questionable. And this is exactly what I have seen, by the way, inside while recording. The explanation, all of this looks very simple. The design is very poor. However, all the other elements of the program look very interesting, fancy, and I like them. Very nice recorder. And you can see, in fact, that there is a watermark at the center of every video, which I'm not really happy of this exact placement of the watermark. Usually it's in the bottom left corner, but still it's right there. Overall, it feels like a very strong recorder. Like, this is something that you definitely can use. Hopefully, if you do remove watermark, then overall the whole product, your video, is definitely better. But what I see here, it definitely has basic options, bunch of useful stuff. It seems like they did really think what they should add. Very interesting things. You can see I did try to record at 60 frames per second, but it was recorded at 57. Still, that's fine. We can also see how many kilobits per second and the size. And when it was recorded, it looks very nice. The fonts are very sweet. At the moment, the first impressions are very good. Luxury features, does it have any, and what are they? Well, I think it definitely does. First luxury feature that falls on my mind right away is the way the HUD is. You actually have a reminder that you can turn on and turn off if you don't want it. And just overall, having so many options, little options, is luxury definitely. Show FPS, show recording duration, show the reminder, move the HUD away from the screen or closer to it if you want. Editing video and having these very sweet, I want to say, pictures, maybe GIFs. In my opinion, it's very luxury, especially if you are just some kid who wants to just add a little flair to their videos. This will be super useful. I can choose to play sounds, I can add stuff, so this editor is very luxury feature. Very much luxury. Having the option to choose between software and hardware encoders. Nowadays, hardware encoders simply give you better performance. As far as the frames per second, going up until 144 will help a lot of gamers, especially if you're recording FPS games, obviously. When it comes to audio, I didn't really test this out, but there is a noise reduction feature. You do have this in Windows. You can do this in editing software, but if noise reduction itself is very useful, especially if you have cheaper gaming headsets, some low quality microphones that capture a lot of noise. This is useful. Having an option to choose when your microphone will be recorded is also useful. If you want to plan out some stunts or something like that, this could be potentially very useful for GTA recordings. Adding a marker is phenomenal. If you play a game that lasts a long time, you're trying to capture some highlights, adding markers and then going back and forth editing the video can be a lifesaver. It saves so much time, as well as simply saving the clip for some type of highlights, for reviewing what happened, especially if you're one of those angry guys who thinks maybe the computer did something wrong, you want to review your mistake, you want to learn from it. Saving a clip is phenomenal. Another fantastic thing, in my opinion, is that you can choose how long your clips last. How long do you want to record going back in time? Okay, so let's really quickly export a 1 minute video, this 1 minute 6 seconds video. Let's take a recorded video and import it in a video editing software and see what happens. So here I have imported the file. I'm going to just drag and drop it to the timeline, and it should give us some idea of what's going on. So the first thing I'm noticing, the quality of the video is phenomenal, but you'll be the judge in the sample section. And I'm noticing only one video and audio track. Quick preview shows no lag whatsoever. There is a watermark again. The HUD is not there, so it's only visible to you. The colors are pretty accurate, but you can barely hear me talk. Again, you'll be the judge in the sample section. In this next segment, let's talk about the cons. The first con has to be the tutorial page, if you will. This is just too basic for how the rest of the program looks like. It's clear that somebody just used some sort of HTML document that's embedded here. Another con is the placing of the watermark. The watermark itself is not really the problem, but the placing is pretty awkward. This is the first time that I see watermark being placed in this position. Usually they are in the bottom left corner, somewhere near the bottom. That doesn't say anywhere. So supposedly there is another limit, which is a 15-minute time limit on each recording. It says, is FBX free? Yes, but with some limitations. Recording time is limited to 15 minutes for each video, and they carry an FBX watermark. Pro plans are available to remove them. However, on the website itself, there's nothing that mentions 15-minute time limit. So I just tested a recording to see if it's actually going to record more than 15 minutes, and as you can see, it in fact did. It didn't stop. So it doesn't stop, it actually does keep recording. So why was this in the support page? Well, I guess now we know that they don't really pay attention to the details, at least when it comes to website. The program is overall up to date, I'm gonna say. But there are some missteps. Still, hey, I'm happy. They can say that there are limits on their websites. If there are no in the actual program, that's still fine. While this program is opened and you open up any game and then you alt tab, the game always crashes, and I can prove that. I'm actually, look at this, this keeps happening. I'm actually going to close the program, and let's open up the game this time. So the program is totally closed, and I'm just going to alt tab. As you can see, the game does not crash at all. I can go back into the game and it still continues. And I am using my regular recorder still. I only closed the FBX, but with FBX it crashes. This program has one of the longest startups that I have seen from any of these recording programs. So if you're like in middle of the action and you want to record something really quick or set up as fast as possible, you will have some stressful time waiting for this to load. Woohoo! You're gonna want to see this. This program is idle at the moment. It is not recording at all. Underneath it is the program that I'm using at the moment to record. And you can see that this program, BB Play Effects. BB Flashback Express? Anyhow, FBX game recorder being idle is using 3 times more RAM, potentially even 4 times more RAM, a little bit close to that, but still 3 times amount of RAM that the program I'm recording with is using. 0.5 GB of RAM. That's a lot for being an idle program. Now let's take a look at the pros with the program. Overall, the first one I always like to say is the options it gives you. You can choose a lot of things that usually should not be there, to be honest. When it comes to overlay, look at this, turn off a shortcut reminder, that's awesome. The fact that it is a game recorder, but supposedly if you switch it to full screen, you can actually record your entire desktop. Now you can see that there is this little record thingy that I did see in the games. So that indicates that I can in fact record desktop. I'm assuming if arrow is enabled. The way that the recordings are organized, not just by dates, but also by games. You have a built-in editor that can help you, especially if you are somebody who's very young, who wants to make some, joke, interesting, funny videos for their friends. This is really fun in my opinion. Bunch of options, you can add your own, you also have access to Giphy and you can find GIFs there. Really, I could see a kid who's aspiring to be like a gamer, YouTuber, something like that, who could have a blast with this potentially. I mean, there's also a built-in streaming option, with, I'm gonna say, very decent options here. Save a clip, it's very useful for creating highlights, for creating montages, saving up time. Tremendous option. Am I starting to sound like certain ex-president? Anyhow, moving along. One more very useful thing with the program is if you press X, you can actually minimize it to tray area, which is this your clock area, these icons over here. Very useful. One thing I'll have to give to the program is I didn't feel any lag whatsoever while recording and playing these games. So that's a bonus from me, however that's gonna be different on everybody's computer, so do try it out for yourself. Some time ago I reviewed ABB Flashback Express, which is a program that you can use to record your desktop. This one has shortened the name for FBX. So yeah, Flashback Express. They weren't really creative with the name, it seems. If I click other software, it's right there, FBX. By the way, you can check the review of the Flashback Express by clicking somewhere on the screen right now. Also, you can just find it on my channel. Now let's take a look at the settings that I used for the sample video. Capture was game. Here are the video options. When it comes to audio, this is what I used, but I am actually going to lower the system sounds a little bit. And I'm going to increase the volume of the microphone. Streaming and webcam was off. Here is overlay and hotkeys. Here are the options and the markers. And that's pretty much it. So here I have a 30-second recording. I'm actually going to show you the MediaInfo so you can see a bunch of information. We can see the overall bitrate. We can see the file size is actually almost 300 megabytes for a 30-second video. If I keep scrolling down, you can see the duration exactly, also the width and the height, frames per second, some color information, also the audio information of the bitrate. Actually seems to be very low of the audio itself. 132 kilobits per second is very low quality of the audio. It should be at least 192 kilobits per second for decent audio quality. Here's also one interesting thing. Here I have 4 videos going from the highest to lowest quality. So I think right here we have the highest, then we have the high quality, the mid quality, and low quality. 30-second recordings, everything is same about the recordings. Let's really quickly see what changed between them. Here's the lowest quality, and we can see that the bitrate is 36 megabits per second, and audio stays the same. Going up the quality just by 1 bit, we see that the bitrate is 45 this time, and the audio bitrate is the same. Going one step higher, we see that this time it's 67 megabits per second bitrate of the video, and the audio once again stays the same. And jumping once again, we see bitrate of 105. This is the highest possible quality, and the audio is still the same. So you're pretty much only bumping up the video quality, and the bitrate rises, therefore the size of the video is bigger. So here I am recording, we're starting the race. I hope you can hear me. Let's get started. So here we go. I'm actually going to try to record exactly for 30 seconds, but if I don't play well, I don't want to see any dislikes, okay? Here we go. So I'm already recording for about 20 seconds. I feel no lag whatsoever. And I'm almost done, by the way. Just about 5 more seconds. So here we go. Final summary and a review. Yes, I've had to close out the program a couple of times, and as you can see, it takes some time to run once again. I think the program overall is just fine. There are a couple of optimization things that need to be done, like for example optimizing the RAM usage, changing or designing this start page to be a little better looking, especially since the whole program looks very nice, has pretty sweet features. I'm gonna say for teenagers, possibly even younger kids, but that doesn't mean it can be used by adults or grandpas. No, but not by a long shot. The program is very interesting. The quality is, I'm gonna use the term crystal clear in my opinion. It's one of the better video qualities that I have seen. This recording is, the video recording at least, as far as the colors and the quality is, in my opinion, flawless. I didn't feel any lag. There is this watermark, yes, sure. It has a couple of things to make you stumble a little bit, but you regain your balance, if I could use that term. And yeah, the program has a bunch of useful features. The only limitation, looks like it, is this watermark. So if you're looking to make videos for YouTube and you don't mind the watermark, go right ahead. This is great program for you, for starters. I'm really curious to find out if somebody with low spec machine can utilize this program. However, take taking a look at the task manager and how much RAM it's using just by being the idle program, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to have a little more RAM to use this program. The audio quality probably could be better, but there's a good argument that you probably can't even tell the difference nowadays with who knows what encoder it's using exactly. I didn't really pay attention to what I was looking for. It can record both microphone and desktop/game sounds only, which is a great feature as well, but it misses one crucial feature if it's gonna do that. The feature to record microphone into a separate audio track. Why is this necessary? Well, what's happening is exactly what they showed me in and press. So I'm gonna play the game. I think you're noticing how it's very hard to hear me talk, but if I could have microphone into a separate audio track, then I could edit that separate audio track and turn up my volume, turn down the game volume a little bit, and then you could hear me. So it certainly does miss a couple of crucial features in my opinion. Like I've said, couple of optimizations, feature or two extra, and this program is on the right track. So guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in to this review. Let me know in the comments what you think, and also do consider sharing and maybe rating this video. And that's about it. I'll leave you and I'll see you in next episode. Priest, signing out.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back.